So right when I got to the front of the checkout line that I was expecting to and looking forward to with anticipation and hopefully some happiness, because the checkout girl, was really pretty and she has a nice set of boobies, and I was hoping to maybe have a slightly extended conversation with her as she ran my groceries across the checkout thingy. Except she looked at me, she looked at my groceries and said, "No." I was like, "Dude, what?" She said, "You have 10 items. This is the 9 item or less aisle." And it was like my friend when they went skiing. They didn't take a traditional skiing trip like most people do, where you get a cabin and go up the ski lift and ski down and go up and down, up and down, up and down a lot. They pooled their money together and they rented a helicopter that took them flying up into Alaska in the Alaskan mountains. And they would just fly up, and the helicopter pilot gave them like this big map of the area and said, "You can ski on any one of these mountains. These are ones you want to avoid because they have hidden rocks. Just pick whatever you want and let me know, and I'll just lower you down low enough you can jump out." And this guy that I knew lived in a cave, and he didn't really talk to people for a long time, and I don't know why he decided to live in this cave. I guess he wanted to get close to God or something, but he would go up there and he would meditate. And none of the people in the town that lived below the cave, like 1,000 feet down below in the valley, they never really visited him, so they figured he was going to die or something, because there wasn't any food up there. There wasn't any lakes, no water, no way to hunt. There wasn't any apple trees or anything. But for some reason, some way, some method, this guy, through his meditation, food would suddenly appear to him out of nowhere. And he lived off this food for 7 years. And when he came back down into the valley, he had this super long, scraggly hair and beard, and they all heard of his stories and how he meditated and food would appear, and they knew he couldn't be lying, because there's no way anyone could have brought food to him without going through the small town in the valley. So they believed him. They believed that he had communed with God, and they started to believe that God was speaking to him on a regular basis. And when he realized that, when he understood that they believed he was talking to God, he started telling people that God wants you to kill yourself. And people would be like, "Oh, really? Why?" And they would kill themselves. And he would walk around town, and he had just massive power over this town, because when he told people to do things, they believed it was God telling them to do things, and they would do whatever he told them to do. Now imagine if you had that power. Imagine if you could tell people that God was telling them through you what to do, and they could do whatever you said. You would be king of the earth. And my friends were kind of the type of people that didn't like to follow instructions, so they told the helicopter pilot to let them off in a place that wasn't so safe, and they all landed on rocks, and no one ever heard from them again. And when I went to the next checker aisle over that took 10 items or more, it was a really long wait, and I tried to start a conversation with the checker, but she didn't even want to make eye contact with me, because she had already pegged me as a troublemaker who tries to cheat and go on the wrong line. So it ended up a bad situation for, well, me, because I can't count. Maybe because in the presence of boobs, I lose my mathematical abilities, how slight they are to begin with.